How's it going, everybody? I wanted to. Oh, let me see if. Okay, yeah, here we go. So I wanted to talk about. Excuse me. I wanted to talk about Ezra the Mad. Oh shoot! Hold on, I need to edit this. I want to talk about Ezra the Mad. Hold on. I need to edit my YouTube thingy. Ezra. I'm gonna stop this recording. I'm going to delete all of this until I'm ready to record. All right, yeah. But hold on. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and save that. So I want to talk about Ezra the Mad from Brent Weeks' story, The Way of Shadows. Oh, fuck, I forgot to record. I'm terrible at this. I shouldn't be. I should be pretty good at this, but I'm not. Okay, so I want to talk about Ezra the Mad. This is my own fan theory. I haven't seen anything online. I also haven't looked for anything online about this because I want this to all come from me, my point of view. So, Ezra the Mad from Brent Weeks' The Way of Shadows series, also known as the Night Angel series. For those of you guys who haven't read this book, it's about a kid born in the slums, gets an apprenticeship with basically what they called wet boys, which were assassins with magic, basically, is what they are. So because they're assassins with magic, they're just above and beyond what a normal assassin can do. One example in the book that you actually see is one of these assassins made some arrows hover in front of him so he can just grab them right in front of him rather than having to pull them out of a quiver kind of thing. And they find all kinds of clever ways to use magic to help with their assassinations, such as muffling their footsteps, making their footsteps quieter, bending light in darker areas so that you can't see their shadows and whatnot. But anyway, the main character finds what they call a Kakari, which basically helps him with not only his assassination missions, but it's like a little being that lives with him, sort of like Venom in Spider-Man. But so what it also does is it gives him eternal life, basically. Whenever he dies, he goes into what they call the antechamber of mystery. And I have the fandom page for the wiki pulled up on the screen about Ezra the Mad, because I wanted to touch on what I remembered about it. And it didn't really give me any more information than what I had already known. But in this antechamber, he gets to know somebody who he refers to as the Wolf, who you find out later is Ezra the Mad, or Ezra. And that what is his last? Does it give me his last name, Ezra? I could read the wiki for you guys real quick, so those of you guys who haven't read the book but you're still paying attention. Ezra was a mage in Jorson Alcestis' court. He was noted for his golden eyes. He was slightly less powerful than Alcestis in terms of raw power, but while Alcestis had to study the arts of war, leadership, and diplomacy in addition to magecraft, Ezra devoted himself to magecraft alone. It was the opinion of Achilles Thorn that he was a magical genius that was born once in 1,000 years. In the war, he lost everything, including his fiancée and his sanity. He hid in the forest. He could work out his hatred. The forest later became known as Ezra's Wood. It is later revealed that Ezra walled himself into the wood to fight the Reaver. He attempted to twist the twisted back on the twister. This backfired and merged him with the Reaver, thus creating the Dark Hunter. Ezra appears to Kylar as the being known as the Wolf on the event of his first death in the antechamber of the mystery. The Wolf features as a significant standpoint in death, refusing to see Kylar when he dies for money, and only appearing again when Kylar dies the third time. The Wolf feels sickened by Kylar's disregard for his own life, never realizing that Kylar is unaware of the cost of his immortality until much later, when he shares with Kylar the many names and lives with his master Durzo Blint had lived. The Wolf answered some of Kylar's more pertinent questions. I'm sorry, the text is kind of far from me, about his immortality each time they meet. But his truly important facts come at the realization that Kylar did not know about the Black Kakari, its cost of immortality. Kylar realized while holding Kurok, as Dorian or Sewell prepared the weaves of magic to rebuild Triethel? Triethel. And eradicating the advancing Krull simultaneously. At the moment of the Dark Hunter touched Kurok, that he felt the Wolf's energy with the Dark Hunters. Okay, so that's what the wiki fandom gave me. So we know that Kylar Stern is the holder, I would say, of the Black Kakari, which gives him his immortality and other abilities with that. And we know Ezra made copies of the Black Kakari. He had tried to, right? I think he made 7, if I remember correctly. And they all have different properties, you know. Now, my fan theory is, and I was wondering this question, and this is the question that I'm going to pose to you guys, is how come Ezra the Mad has control over the speed and recovery in which Kylar has when he's dead? Like, there's a moment in the book where Kylar is like, I need to go back right now. And Ezra clearly has the ability to send him back right there and then, and not, waste a few days or a week healing his body, get him ready for his next life. And I was wondering why Ezra would have that power, right? He spent a lot of time with the Black Kakari. He made other Kakaris. So what is this? And I was thinking about this, and I thought about it, and I thought, what if they were a pair? What if there was actually 2 Kakaris that were original Kakaris, right? A traveling companion of sorts. Because there are some hints that the Kakari is actually an alien, like a foreign entity, not of the world, not of this world, I should say. And so what if it had a companion, and that companion was another Kakari? And I'm thinking maybe a gold Kakari. I'm thinking gold because that's the color of Ezra's eyes. It was gold. And they mention that several times throughout the book, that Ezra's eyes are gold. And what if the two work with each other in tandem? The gold Kakari helps govern the other Kakaris, and then the Black Kakari is the actual other Kakari, without being a non-copy, I should say. And that's why they're connected, and they're connected through death. So I'm wondering if this gold Kakari came to Ezra and they were looking for a host for the Black Kakari, and they ended up picking Durzo Blint, who then in turn passed it on to Kylar Stern. what do you guys think? I'm making this video because for people who've read this book, I'm curious if your minds have ever gone that far to think, that, hey, what if? It would explain why Ezra has some kind of eternal life, although we know his days are numbered. He makes a comment of how many days it would cost him if he returned Kylar right away. So I'm curious if Ezra has so many years to figure out who his successor would be. Anyway, let me know in the comments. I think this is actually pretty good. Maybe even the thing about fan theories, right, is the authors might not have even decided whether or not they want to explain it or need to explain it, or if it needs to be lore, right? Because, I mean, this author may never, ever get to the point where all the wolf's days are done, like he runs out of time. We do know that the wolf will oversee the Kylar as long as he's the Kakarfer, right? So we know that Brent Weeks is going to write another 3 books. I don't think he's going to explore this. He may, but this seems to me like it would be some other side book that he has written novellas, right? Little short stories. So maybe he'll do it that way. I'm not sure. But let me know what you guys think. This is just the inkling of a fan theory that I had in my head, and I wanted to share it with those who appreciate this series. And that's the Night Angel series, just to reiterate that, by Brent Weeks. So if you think you want to go, this is one of my favorite book series. So I just laid out a bunch of spoilers, but I didn't give away what I felt was like the biggest fucking spoiler. And any person that I gave this book series to read to, I think were also, some of them figured it out way before me, but I didn't figure it out until the book put it out there, and then I was like, that makes sense. It was a really good twist, and I don't normally care. I like to spoil things because I like reading spoilers. So I don't really care to whether or not to be spoiler free, but I think I'm going to leave this spoiler alone. I'll leave this spoiler alone for those of you guys who want to dive into these books. I was kind of hoping that maybe I'd get a comment before the end of this and we could talk about it, but that didn't happen. So if you guys would please subscribe to the channel and let me know in the comments what you think of this theory. All right. Hopefully I hear back because it's on my mind. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.